Hi and welcome to Blossom Talk. I'm Kjersti Flaa. This is a little special episode. I just heard that Robert Redford had passed away, and I usually don't put things out on social media when celebrities dies because I feel like I don't really know these people. But with Robert Redford, it was a little different because I've interviewed him 3 times, and I feel he was such a special gem. I feel like every time I sat down with him, he was just so honest and open, and he was different. He was also very handsome. My mom told me in secret that he was her biggest crush. My mom passed 15 years ago, and I remember we watched Robert Redford movies together, and he was my crush too. So I'm so sad that he's passed. He was 89 years old, and he was in this industry for so long, and he did so much good for so many people. And yeah, so I just wanted to share some of my favorite moments during my interviews with Robert Redford. You've been in this industry for so long. How have you kind of managed to stay true to who you are?
What industry? You mean show business?
Yeah, I mean,
It's not easy. I'll tell you that. It's not easy. The threats are enormous, and because success breeds a lot of attention. And some of the attention is good. Obviously, you want it. And some of the attention is not good. It's inflated. And if you buy into that, then I think it begins a downward slide. So I guess the way to keep your balance is to not be, I don't live in Hollywood. I live away. I try to keep a separate life that is more real on a daily basis. Otherwise, if I gave myself completely over to show business, I think I'd be lost.
yes. Do you think that we always need to have the truth?
Yes. I think it's essential. We have to have the truth. And that getting to the truth is harder and harder in society today because of all the kind of the assault on our senses with media and technology. It's hitting us from so many angles. It's telling us so many stories at the same time. It's hard for the public to really understand where's the truth, but I think the truth is essential. And I've always felt that the best way to get to the truth was through journalism. That's why I'm a big fan of journalism. And so any threat to journalism, I tend to almost take personally.
So today I feel everyone can have a voice because of social media and things like that. Do you think that's a good thing that everyone can have a voice?
Well, I think it's important for everyone to have a voice, but it should be put in a certain category. What I don't think works is when the public is looking at a television set and you have a talking head telling you what the news is, and underneath him is a tape telling you something else. Then it makes you schizophrenic in terms of what do you look at? Do you look at him or do you look at the tape? Your mind is split. So I don't think it's very healthy right now. I don't.
What about for actors? Because young actors today, they can actually put their voice out there and create their own image.
With Twitter and stuff like that?
Yes, with Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. Is that something that you think would be good for you to have when you started out?
I don't have any of those things. So I can't I really can't comment on the effectiveness of it. I think it is important for people to be able to have a voice and a place to put their voice. But I can't comment on Twitter and Facebook. I don't have it. I stay clear of that.
How do you keep your curiosity alive? I mean, after all these years, just starting new projects and everything, how do you keep your...
The exciting thing is there's always new territory to discover if you're curious. There's always new terrain to walk into and say, gee, what's going on here? But you don't go there unless you're curious. So I think curiosity is a very valuable thing. But you also want to be skeptical. You don't want to be cynical, but you want to be skeptical and say, well, I'm really curious about this, and well, I wonder, is that really what's going on,
And courage.
Yeah, courage.
Thank you so much.
You.
That's great. This movie just totally blew me away, and your performance blew me away too. Wow. And I was just wondering, how do you do it? I mean, you're such a good shape, and it's amazing to watch.
I'm probably in better shape before, but thank you for that. I did it because I wanted to. I wanted to see what I could do as an actor. It was such a pure experience. It was really pure cinema in that there were no special effects. What you did was what you were going to see. to be in a situation like this where nature turns you upside down, where nature shows its hand in such a violent way, and what you do to survive it. I thought that challenge was really interesting as an actor. The question was, physically, could I do it? And I said, well, let's find out. I said to the director, because he was going to have some doubles, I said, well, if it gets too hard, but let's see what I can do. I'll do what I can do. And as we went, I pushed myself further and further until I realized I think I can do just about everything. It's not going to be easy, but it will make me feel good as an actor knowing that I've given a complete performance.
So how do you keep in such a good shape in general?
Drinking.
Drink
No,
alcohol?
I'm kidding. Well, I've always liked sports, but I'm not a person to go in a gym. I get bored in a gym, but I do like to ski. I do like to ride horses. I do like to play hard tennis. I like to hike in the mountains. I like to swim. So if you put all those things together, I think it keeps you reasonably in good shape, but not going into a mechanical place. I get bored there.
So I read this article in New York Times this weekend about you, and there was something that I thought was quite interesting, that you did not like the fact that people call you a sex symbol. Why?
Well, I wouldn't say I didn't like it. I'd be a little crazy not to like. I was surprised by it. Then I kind of liked it for a short while. It was just different, and I was trying to understand why. I didn't want to spend time thinking about why. But then it got to be a little difficult because I considered myself an actor. And I was an actor that was very concerned about craft, that when you play a character, you try to deliver a performance as that character, including subtleties. But when somebody is overlooking that and just looking at the way you look, that can wear itself out, that can wear thin. And I did begin to feel that was getting too much attention. And that surprised me, because it went on too long.
And it's still going on, or?
I don't know, you tell me.
I think so. This movie is also about surviving. And you survived in Hollywood and this career for so long.
That's a greater achievement than anything.
Yeah, I think so. Why do you think that your career is still going so strong? Are you ever gonna retire, or are you just loving?
No, I don't. I think retirement. I think it's a step towards death, unless you're forced to retire. I think you keep going, because there's always something new to learn. There's always something new to do, and as long as you can, you should. And that's how I feel. So retirement never comes into my mind. I think that's a dangerous. Retirement can be dangerous. How are you?
Good. You're still doing this stuff.
Okay.
It's amazing. How much? You're still doing interviews like this.
Kjersti, go ahead and say for me.
So you have a big birthday coming up. I have to ask you about that. Are you excited about that? Are you going to celebrate?
I don't think I can avoid it. But birthdays are days that I like to skip over the last 10 years. When it comes, I like to look the other way. I don't like marking your time like that. I just soon keep rolling forward and not have to stop and think, oh, I'm now this age or that age. But you can't avoid it if people around you, like your family, is saying, oh, we're going to celebrate your birthday whether you like it or not. So you better like it.
Do you get nostalgic?
Nostalgic.
In those days?
I try to avoid that, but I think it's unavoidable. You're going to be forced into it as you get older, and you're forced to look back on what you've done prior. Then nostalgia is put on you. It's what you do with it that matters, I guess.
So now that you had such an amazing long career, do you remember that time when you understood, like, wow, I made it in Hollywood, that day that you felt, wow, this is it?
That's a good question. I think it probably, yeah. I had a career that started in 1959, and I was doing a lot of television. I started in the theater in New York, and then the theater went to live television, and then live television went to film television, And over time, I came to realize that the value, I think each of those sections had great value. And then finally something settles in and you do something that you get known for. And I think that was Butch Cassidy. And once that happened, then you're in a certain kind of channel. And you can't move too far out of it like you could in earlier work in television. And that has some pluses and minuses, but we don't need to go into that.
But did you know always that you had such an effect on women, or did that happen? Did that come as a shock to you?
I would like to have known that a little earlier. No,
So-
I didn't. I have not seen that. And you just hope that the work you do, if it's diverse enough, if it's different enough, that ultimately you will be seen for that, not just how you look. Also, as you get older, you're not going to be judged so much how you look. You know.
You still look so good, though. So.
So you. Yeah.
Thank you. It was great seeing you.
Yeah, nice seeing you.